people do that. People do that. You know?
Okay, what I'd like to say about 90s kids is that we were given a lot of hope and ambitions, and the world really just it blew apart. It changed completely for us after we turned 15, 16, 17, whatever it was. You know, even with the COVID, like we had certain goals, we had certain ambitions, we had certain, you know, a path in mind. Okay, we are going to do this, and then after COVID happened, I feel not even just after COVID happened, after school, like when the reality breaks through, that it was a bit easier for the generations prior to us, because right now there's just so many things going on in the world. You know, what used to happen back then, maybe over a span of 5 years, now happens in a year. We have just so many events in a year, politically speaking, religiously speaking.
Yeah,
whatever
the
it is.
newspapers are filled with information that is not supposed to be there. It's some bullshit to just divert attention. But I mean, let's not talk about media here. Media is
But
another
that's what
day.
I feel like financially, things were a bit cheaper back then, before our generation. That's
I'll
when
say
we were-
something about it. Okay, something weird. So, like, our parents, for example, like, so the whole thing about the 90s thing was, I mean, we are in the UAE, of course, but our parents, when they were back home in India, they took a leap of faith to come in this place, which is essentially was a desert, right? To make money for us,
That's
so that we can have better futures.
80s, late 80s.
Yeah, 80s exactly. So, I mean, every parent out there, they go out of the way to really provide for their child, right? So, for us as 90s kids, I mean, especially living in Dubai, or UAE, if I may, it was quite, I would say, different. Because let me tell you one thing. Yeah, when I go back home, I used to go back home like as a 90s. Like I was young. You go back to your grandparents' place or something like that, and it used to be a lot of fun, because the kind of thing that you see in India, for example, the kind of sweets that you get, like you were telling about the candies now. Man, there's so much variety in India. Like there's so much variety.
The chips flavors are like,
Dude, like masala magic and all that, right? Man, it's just intense. And boomer and all this thing you get in bubblegum. Man, I used to get so jealous of like people who that, and like I'm in India back home, because and the games that you used to play, Coco and all. Here you can't play that like outside. The only thing you play is football or like cricket, or very mainstream sports.
yeah.
There you have Coco, and I don't know, man. The houses over there are so huge as well, like grandparents' houses or
Ancestral houses.
ancestral houses.
Here-
Exactly. Here it's just like so
lucky if you
nuclear.
get a big flat apartment.
Yeah, it's so nuclear, right? So that's what I feel as a 90s kid. Even going back home was like a vacation. Now it's still like, personally, if I go to India, it's like a lot of work, because, have to go do this, go to the taluk office, go to fill this paper, that paper, Aadhaar
Yeah, because
card,
now
PAN
the
card.
responsibilities are there.
Yeah,
on
because
us.
we are adult now. Unfortunately, I really would want to go back to school. Honestly, I would want to go back to school. I miss my school days like a lot.
Yeah, same.
Like a lot. Like go in the recess.
Sad boy hours.
Not really. I mean, for me personally.
now I'm saying.
That. Yeah. I think we're running short right now. I think we can.
No, it's okay,
stretch
we're
it,
good.
yeah. 10, 15. But like funny thing is, school, yeah, like. So like we used to go in recess and like try to show off and shit, like play cricket, try to show off in front of the girls, like and hit a six and all that.
You had a co-ed
Yeah,
school?
yeah. So it was a lot of fun as well. I mean, crushes and like I personally wasn't in any relationship, so it was kind of like fun for me in that way, because obviously I had my gang of friends, and we just had buttloads of fun, dude. Like buttloads of fun. We had some amazing professors, teachers as well, and it was very innocent, very innocent. So I miss all that. I really miss all that.
I'm gonna cry.
Yeah, it's very nostalgic when I think about it.
Mine wasn't a co-ed school, it was an all-boys school. Auron High School, Vodka.
I was in R1, but Alain.
The best school in Dubai, hands down.
You'll
To
create
for-
some enemies now.
for
I
make-
just people
for
jump out of
making
the seat.
for making amazing memories,
Mm.
okay, and the friendships and the bonds that you have. Trust me, like. One second.
Just okay. So let's get back.
Yeah. About our high school boys. If any of you guys are,
Hold. So where were we?
yeah, the our high school,
Yeah, you were saying something.
Alwarka boys, the memories, the bonds, the relationships, the friendships, in fact. And now to see them. So, the thing about our high school boys, which you won't hear, I think, from anyone else except our high school boys, is that we are like, we are very mischievous kids. And we didn't really want to sit in front of a desk and study. But we were witty, we were smart enough to, have our fun, play our pranks or, just hang out, be fun, cool people and still do well in our exams. Obviously, if we sat down and studied like the Indian high school kids did, we'd
Yeah.
probably, score a lot. But it wasn't about the marks for us back then. It was about
Having
the
fun.
moments, yeah, because you won't get that back. You're 15, 16, that's the peak where you can have your fun. 17, 18 max, and then afterwards it's just the responsibility starts setting in. You can't you can't do that anymore. If I had to speak to my my school version right now, I'd say, bro, bunk. Don't sit in that class for so long, man.
I'm not watching for this.
I won't say that. No, I
Not
was,
really. I mean, if you think about it, maybe in college, yes. I mean,
college everyone bunks.
I did not. My first year, I did not.
I'm not talking about first year. I'm
Yeah,
talking about.
my second year, I don't remember. I was out the
Strangely,
whole.
even I don't remember. my
I was
second
out
year.
the whole time.
But it was not because I was out. I don't remember my second year.
Yeah, actually, yeah, me too. In fact,
I think people remember the first years and the last years.
no, third year I remember.
Third
Because
year?
like, no, but I remember this. Boss, 15 minutes tak hai na time. 15 minutes.
Huh.
So I remember this case where in second year. No wait. Yeah, so there was fired about you getting your license and as a 90s kid getting your license is like so important. Like that's the first time. It's like you transitioning from a pencil to a ballpoint. When you're in school. Like that was the fad, right? Back in fifth grade.
Fifth grade,
yeah.
That's
It was
like you felt like you had.
you
a
became
greater
more.
responsibility.
Yeah, exactly. So I remember this.
You're not a kid anymore.
Yeah, it's like so. After that, so that was one big milestone in life. Like, and the handwriting used to be so shit. Like,
Yeah.
it used to be either fountain pen or like ball pen or whatever the pen you want to use.
those pens that spill the ink so
Terrible, dude.
blots the
It was,
paper.
I think it was ink pen only first.
It was ink pen.
Ink pen.
You remember the Parker pen?
You remember a hero pen?
Hero, Parker, the cartridges.
Cartridges,
God,
dude.
so annoying.
Like, so it was like funny, yeah, because after that, obviously the next milestone was puberty. When you start cracking your voice in 7th, 8th grade, you start getting beard, like pubes on your hair. I mean, on your face.
Fuse on your hair.
Whatever, you get my point. So it's like different milestones.
When did you start?
I don't know what the fuck is wrong with you? Gee, man.
7th, 8th grade, he said.
Everybody does. If you get anything late, then you have a problem.
I knew a guy in school who had a mustache in 5th.
That's another problem. That's you shave too early. But see, the problem is
That was-
not problem. So I remember this in college. Yeah. So we had this fire. So that was the next thing about getting the car. Like.
In college, yes.
So I remember. So I had got my dad's car, and like, so I brought it to college, and we were like, I was the only one in the gang who got it there. And then my God, so we were like, yeah, let's go home and let's play some PS4 or something. So then what happened? It was a Toyota Camry. For those who know, it's 2.5 cylinders, 2005 model. Guess how many people sat in my car? 10 people sat in my car.
Wow.
10 people sat in my car because I was the driver. There were 2 people in front. 3 people in front. One guy, window, almost.
This was in Dubai?
It was in Dubai. Because it was from Diak to Sky Courts.
How did he not get caught?
I know, I'm surprised either. I mean, myself, because like, I don't know, it was a very short, like 15-20 minutes ride. We were risking it all. I was risking it all. So like, one guy was almost on the gear. I don't want to talk about it, but anyway, so 4 people in the front, 5 people behind. And this was the similar setup in the back. So like 3 people sitting, 2 on top, on the knees. So like 5 behind, 4 in the front. No. Sorry, no. 3 people behind, 2 again on top. So knees.
Yeah.
So it's
5
on back, 4 in the front.
6, yeah.
So on the front sitting in, I mean, this is exaggeration, but it was 10. I can write and give it to you. But so it was a lot of fun. Like I can't forget it.
Just thinking about the guy with his legs outside the window.
Dude, his legs were literally outside the window. We closed the window as much as we could so that, it's not visible. But the car pulled. Guess what happened the next day? My radiator burst. Because it shat that day. So, I mean, like, it got messed up so much that day. The radiator burst the next day.
What did your dad ask?
What? Nothing. He messed it up. My dad messed it up. He had to go take it to the garage. He didn't know that I took 10 people, right? I told him after like I graduated. Yeah. After I graduated.
What did he say?
Nothing. He said I've done worse.
Wow, that's a cool dad.
Yeah, I mean, it's very, let me just put it, it was very, it was a happy kind of situation. So I just Ugolo-fied this. You have to be a bit.
Yeah. We Indian kids have to play our cards right.
Yeah, otherwise you're gonna end up, in 90% of the case, you'll end up in a mess, but yeah.
So yeah, I mean, I think that was a good throwback, if you may, like.
We can go on and on and on and on.
90s is a really
long,
wide, broad topic.
I think we were exposed to a lot of shit, like in a good and bad way.
That's another story.
Like
another
transition.
thing. I think we'll go into a lot
Yeah,
of
let us
trauma
know
now.
in the comments, wherever, Instagram, YouTube, wherever you see. Just let us know how you feel or what you've experienced being a 90s kid. And yeah, I mean, probably we'll see how we can deal with that. How we probably have some things planned in the coming sessions. So let's see how.
I think it's a really good topic to speak on.
Maybe, yeah.
No? I think a lot of people would be interested in it.
For sure. Let's see if we can have like a
live session.
Yeah, like
we should
physical maybe this time. We are a bit ambitious that way. But that being said, I think that brings us to the end of this
this episode.
Yeah,
And,
2-part episode. Kind of.
Maybe 3. Who knows?
No, bro. Khalas. But
Great. Okay. For those of you who have stayed this far, thank you so much for listening to us. And any feedback is welcome. It's
constructive
best.
feedback.
Yes. Constructive feedback is welcome. And you can find us on Instagram at Stranger Meets Stranger. That is Stranger Meets Stranger. And for those of you who would like to send in your queries or something, anything through email, we have strangermeetstrangerclub@gmail.com.
And also, like, if you want to sign up to any one of our sessions, look at the kind of content we've been putting out. Those are the kind of sessions you'll be signing up to.
Yeah.
Just use our link in the bio on an Instagram profile, and then you'll be able to sign up.
Yes.
Those who have, probably in the last 2 months, we'll be in contact with you as well. So yeah, with that, I guess we'll call it a episode. I don't know if it's a season, but let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Cool.
That's it.
That's up. So
Bye.
see you guys
Take care.
next
Watch
time.
our videos somewhere here, I don't know, wherever. Just click them, watch them, and enjoy. Take care. Peace out, and bye.
See you guys.